welcome back to my channel. If you are new, I'm Monica and you are watching Mississippi Glam. So happy Wednesday, guys. I hope you guys are all doing well, as very well as you can do this week. I am doing great. I know I look like a little bit of a butterball turkey here, and I am in my beauty setup here, but the lighting in my kitchen is kind of on the fritz. But anyways, I wanted to do a real quick cooking video for you guys. I wanted to do a easy peasy crock pot video. I know you guys have asked me to do some easy crock pot videos, so I figured this would be a good week to do it because I know myself personally and my family, we have a lot of things going on, so these crock pot videos are a lifesaver for me. So I'm going to show you guys today how I make cube steak in a crock pot. And not just any old cube steak, just some really good comfort food. It's going to be a cube steak with a gravy that you can put on top of some mashed potatoes, or you can put on top of some rice, or if you don't want to use mashed potatoes and rice, you can totally take some cauliflower, steam it, and mix it up, and it kind of acts as a mashed potato, but it's not really a mashed potato. But anyways, it's just a real easy set it and forget it video. So if you guys want to see this, then keep watching. And for this meal, you're going to need some cube steak. I have about 8 cube steaks here. We generally have leftovers. My husband gets to take them to work for lunch the next day, but if you have a smaller group, you can buy a smaller set, which I believe has about 4 in there. You're going to need some brown gravy, or you can use some au jus, totally up to you. I prefer to use the brown gravy because the au jus is a little bit on the salty side, and I don't like my cube steaks to be that salty, so I like to use the brown gravy. You're going to need a can of cream of chicken, a can of cream of mushroom. You can use either cream of mushroom or you can use 2 cream of chicken. I like half and half. I think it just adds a kick, you know, to the cube steaks. And then you're going to need a can of French onion soup. Alright, so you're going to come over to your crock pot. I'm going to go ahead and take the plastic off of your meat and dump it in. Make sure that little sheet does not go in there. Adjust it if you need to. I'm just adjusting it just a little bit. I'm pulling the patties apart just so all of the seasoning and flavor can get in between them. So I'm just pulling them apart just a little bit. And you can do this, you know, if you're totally having to run out the door to get to work, to church, to wherever, you can just throw them in there and you're good. But I like to pull them apart so all of the meat gets seasoned and flavored. And that way when it comes time to eat dinner, you're not like, oh, well, this is still bloody. You know what I mean? So, alright, so I've kind of just stacked a little pyramid, so to speak, right there. I'm going to wash my hand off real quick. Okay, so now that I have it stacked kind of sort of like a little pyramid here, we're going to basically just dump it. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's easy enough. That's why I call it this recipe, just because it is so easy. You're just going to dump everything in the crock pot, set it, forget it. And those are the recipes, my friends, that are not only delicious, but I truly, honestly love. So I'm going to go ahead and take our can of cream of mushroom and just dump it right in. I have a little spatula here, because I like to scrape it out. You know how I do. Well, you know what I'm saying. Don't say do, but you know what I mean. You know how I am. I like to scrape it out. Get a little bit of that out there. And then I have our cream of chicken. Put that in there too. If you don't like cream of mushroom, like I said, you can totally swap it out. It's totally up to you. And I love this. Like, I'm actually making this on a Wednesday, which suits my family just right. For one, my kids go to church group on Wednesday, and so I'm left at home by myself, and I like to take that extra time to catch up on work, sometimes work out, do some hair, face mask, you know, a little pampering for myself, or every now and then, I like to just watch a movie. Yeah, an adult movie. Not, you know, like, I'm not saying like, you know, adult as in like rated, you know, nasty. I'm talking about like maybe one that has a little bit of cussing or something that I don't want my kids to necessarily see. Like, I really love the movie Spy, and that has some curse words in it that's not really appropriate for my kids. So I like to watch that when they're not around, you know. But, alright, now we're going to go ahead and take our brown gravy, and we're just going to sprinkle that right in top there. mine on 6 hours on high. I check it. If I think it needs a little bit more time, then I'll let it go. If it's already looking pretty well done, I'll turn it down to the low setting there. But for the most part, it's going to need 6 to 8 hours to cook. So we're just going to go ahead and pop our lid on, and we're going to set it, and we're going to forget it for a couple hours, and then we'll pop back in and see what's going on inside. Alright guys, hours have passed, literally, and we are back. So the next step to this is really easy, really simple. I like to take a plate and some tongs, and we're going to take the cube steak patties out of the liquid here. Don't worry. We're going to take them out, kind of give them a little shake off there, put them on a plate. They should be really nice and tender. Just keep an eye on them. When they start getting really tender, you can turn them down on low, or if they're all the way done, you can just turn it on warm until you're ready to eat. So I'm just going to take these patties out. I think there's like 8 of them. But when I went to go buy my cube steak, it was either 4 or 8, so I was like, you know what, we're just going to get some for Dale to take to work, so no big deal. And you don't have to get all the pieces out because you're going to put them back in there. But I'm going to go ahead and set this right here. Now, my husband's probably texting me to tell me that he's on his way home. The next step, we are going to take some cornstarch, put that in a bowl, and throw it over in here. So let me grab that. Okay, so this is the cornstarch that I like to use. The directions are on the back here, which tell you what size, like a tablespoon equals 2 tablespoons of flour. So I just take a tablespoon of that, I put it in some little, like a bowl with a little bit of water, and I just mix it up, just like so. Just get it all nice and mixed. Just mix it so there's no clumps. Looks pretty good. And then we're going to dump it over in our mixture. You might have to do 2, depending on how soupy yours is, how many you're making. You might have to do 2 bowls, just like what I did there, of the cornstarch. I think 1's going to be fine for me. But if you want it thicker, if you want your gravy that you were cooking them in to be a thicker consistency, you might want to add more of the cornstarch, is what I'm getting at, you guys. I'm all tongue-tied today. I've been super busy, so bear with me. Alright, that looks good enough for me. You guys can't really see right there, but it's thickened up. It looks good enough for me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the steaks back over into the gravy here, and then I'm going to start on my rice. Now, when I made this last week, I think it was, I did put it over some mashed potatoes, but this week we're going to go with rice, just some plain white rice. Why? Because I love white rice. I just love it. Cannot get enough of it, and I love gravy and rice. Like, I could live on that, okay? But yeah, so feel free to either put yours over rice or potatoes, but tonight I'm just going to go with some 5-minute rice because this is just a quick, easy cooking video. So I'm going to make that, and then I'm going to show you guys the meal on the plate. Okay guys, that is it. Some of my really simple dishes, I like to go the extra mile and make it a little bit more fancy by adding a little bit of like parsley flakes. And the dots on the side, I honestly just got kind of, you know, fancy for the photo. But sometimes I like to do that. I honestly took a little bitty syringe, sucked up some of the gravy, and just put dots on the plate. But how pretty does that look? See, some of the simplest recipes are the best. But you could totally do this, and they're like, oh my gosh, you spent hours like slaving over a stove, and you're like, I put it in the crock pot. It's all about the plating and the flavor. And the flavor, let me tell you, is good. But there's our end product. Alright guys, that is it. I know I will not see you in another cooking video before Easter, so I do want to say I hope you guys have a happy and wonderful Easter with your family. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you like me and my video. Don't forget to leave me some great comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.